Thanks for joining me in this 2025 Honda Odyssey. This is the Elite trim. They changed this inside and out. You get a new, bigger screen. You got a new digital driver's display. A lot of things changed on the outside, and we're gonna go take a look at all of that stuff right now. We're gonna start with the new stuff for 2025, and we're gonna start out right here with this black grille, and then you can also see this black piece running across here at the bottom of the hood. Looks really nice, kind of gives you a little black headlight look. You've got some black cladding going around the fog lights down here. So they changed out this rear bumper back here, and one thing that I was told was that these vertical reflectors right here, that is a throwback to the Acura NSX. So you guys can let me know down in the comments if that's correct or not, but that is what I read. You get new wheel designs for each trim level. These are the 19-inch Elite wheels. You also got two new colors for this year, Solar Silver Metallic, and this one right here, Smoke Blue Pearl. Not sure what you guys think of this. I know we don't have some sunlight right now. Hopefully it'll peek back out. You guys can get a better look at this, but I kind of like this kind of grayish blue. Looks really nice. You get the standard 7-inch digital driver's display and the new 9-inch infotainment screen. And you get this 12.8-inch video screen. They also cut the EX trim line, so now the EXL is your base model. You're gonna have 4 trims available, and we will cover those when we do pricing. Then the last thing for 2025, you get Honda Sensing Suite standard on all trims. I don't know what to say about the design on this. When I first saw it, I was not very impressed. I kind of felt like it should be leading a funeral procession, but I think it's just because of this chrome piece going across here. So if you can get one of those mid trims, I think it's the Sport L trim, you get a lot of blacked out stuff, and I think it would make it look so much better. In the Honda Odyssey, you get this 3.5 liter V6. It's got 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. You get about 0 to 60 in 6.4 seconds, which isn't too shabby for a minivan, right? This is tied to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and if you want to tow, you can tow about 3,500 pounds. Your fuel economy, though, is going to come in at 19 in the city, 28 on the highway, and 22 mile per gallon average. Now, the 28 on the highway is actually pretty decent, but the 22 overall kind of falls behind some of the other vans in its class, like the Chrysler Pacifica and the Toyota Sienna. Let's go take a look at the cargo space back here as we come around to the back. You can see that it does have a spoiler up here and the wiper down below. I like when they stick the wiper up underneath that spoiler, but that one doesn't come out very far, so it would have been hard for them to do that. You do get a power lift gate in the Elite trim. You actually have the hands-free power lift gate. So now you can see that there is 33 cubic feet of space in here. You can see this space all the way down here that those seats are going to go down into. You've got a bunch of cubby holes in here. That is really nice, along with a speaker back here. You got a power outlet right here. So let's drop these seats, put them down inside. You see how easy this is. We're gonna pull this handle, and they're just gonna flip right back down inside. Just like that, and they're down. Do the same thing on this side. Grab the handle and pull it, and there it goes, flips right down in there. With those seats down, now you have 87 cubic feet of space, which is basically about what most SUVs have in them. And then if you take those second row seats out, that will take you up to 141 cubic feet of space. Massive, massive amount of space. The reason I say take them out is because these seats do not fold down into the floor like some of the other minivans do. You actually have to remove these because they are the magic seats, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. While we're back here, we'll take a look at the cup holders and vents for the third row, USB-C plug in for the headphones for that video screen. And that is only on the one side. You don't have a plug-in for headphones on both sides. You do have a sunshade back here in the third row, which is nice. It's the first time I've seen a third row sunshade. Let's go take a look at the front and we'll check out that new infotainment screen. If you guys like seeing and learning about new vehicles, hit the subscribe button because I put new videos up every week. All right, let's go take a look at this interior. The door panel, we'll start with that. I like the light color with the dark. It looks really nice. This is soft up here. This is all nice soft leather through here. A little bit of gloss black going through. Got memory setting right there. You got all of your window and door controls, mirror controls there. Do have a little spot. You might be able to put a small little cup there. Little tray right here. There's just trays everywhere in this thing. It's really nice. You have multi-position power seats with this and lumbar. They are fully leather seats. They are really nice. These are heated and ventilated. All right, let's get in and take a closer look. I really do like the interior in here. I like the color contrast. It looks really nice. You can also see that these are captain's chairs here in the front. There is no center armrest. So we'll get to this thing here in a few minutes, but you do have individual armrests on the seats. We go across the dash here and you do have soft material up here. I like this little plastic piece in here. The way that it's textured and the colors inside of it, it just kind of gives it a little touch of something different. I think it's pretty cool. You do have some gloss black in here, which is okay. It's not a lot and it's not overpowering. This is all nice and soft right here. Even this is a little hard down here, but you get down and you do have a regular size glove box, not anything massively huge. Come across the top here, and this is pretty much all just flat. You got hard plastic back here, but this is all nice and soft up here. Down here is where you're going to control your two side doors. And then you have your lift gate, traction control, and your parking sensors. Now let's talk about this 7-inch digital display. And it is nothing hugely impressive, but it is nice that it is a digital display. So on the left side, you do have your RPMs, your range, your miles per gallon, and then your trip down in the center, and you can change that trip from A to B. That's just about all you can do on this screen. You do have your safety sense down here, or your Honda sense down there, along with the time. You do have auto start stop in this, which you can turn off. You see that it is off right now down here in the left. In the center, you have a digital speedometer along with your cruise control. You've got your odometer, your temperature, your fuel gauge at the bottom, and what gear you are in. And then on the right side, you have a regular speedometer. So now we're going to pan back and look at the steering wheel here. Steering wheel is actually kind of nice. I like the way that it feels. It's nice soft leather around the outsides. The Honda logo looks really nice there in the center. So on the right side, you have your driver assistance features, your cruise control. You've got your heated steering wheel button, your adaptive cruise, your lane centering, and your adjustment for your adaptive cruise. On the left side, you have a home button, you have a voice recognition, you have this dial right here will change that up there, and then you can adjust your tracks on your stereo and your volume. This is your 9-inch infotainment screen. Now, this is still kind of small compared to most others are in the 12 to 14-inch range now, but it's okay, and the software running it seems to be doing okay. It seems like it might need to be updated a little bit more, but it does work just fine. So you have a home button right here that you can press, takes you back to most of your normal apps inside here, and we're going to cover everything in here in the tech video that'll be out next week. You do have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in here. We can take a look at a few things. You've got your general settings, smartphone connection, your regular connections, your display itself, sound, cameras, you have your cross traffic monitor, and then you have your cabin watch. So you can show it at system start or not. And then you have the default view mode is on full screen. So basically you can see everybody in the back, and we're going to test that out here in just a minute. You also have a custom view that you can have on there. We're going to go full screen. So that is a few of those things on the general settings. We can go back and we can go into vehicle settings. And this is where you're going to make most of your adjustments. So all your driver assist features are all going to be right there. Your meter setups. So you can set up how your driver display looks, driving position setup, keyless access, lighting setup, door and window setup, your power liftgate, and any maintenance info that you need. There is your trip computer, so you can go on your current drive, trip A, and trip B. And there is your cabin watch. We'll take a look at that real quick. So right now you can see that it's above. It's the second row and the third row there. It's pretty cool. And then you have a speaker right here that you could turn on and speak to those people in the third row. You've got your rear entertainment. That's going to turn on that 12.8-inch screen. It's going to be over their head. You got HDMI plug to plug in whatever you need to watch. You've got wireless access if you need to. And then you've even got a how-to video to show you how to do everything. Like I said, we will cover all of this and go deeper into this in the tech video coming out next week. So you do have tri-zone climate control. You've got auto, you've got sync there, air conditioning, you've got recirculation, and you have your rear settings, which are set on 68 right now. You just have little toggles for the temperature, which is just nice. Just everything is just there and easy, real quick and easy. Down here, you do have your heated and ventilated seat buttons right there. Auto start stop off. You have snow mode right here and your eco mode right there. And then on the passenger side, you have the heated and ventilated seats also, and your hazard button. Now this is something I have not dealt with before. This is the first time that I have been in a Honda Odyssey, and this gear shift mechanism, it's okay, I guess. It's confusing at first, and it'll take some time to get used to. But you press for park, and then you push this down for reverse, and then this is in for neutral, and then D for that, and then you hit it again to go into sport mode. So it's kind of really confusing. In, down, in. It's like, why does it have to be that complicated? But that is something unique to Honda, I guess. I think Chevy may have used that back in the day, but I think they've even gone away from that now. You go down here and you've got USB and a USB-C for charging, and then you have a 115 volt plug-in right there, and you have a 12 volt power outlet. Massive amount of space down here with a tray that pulls out, and you can keep, I guess you can keep your movies or whatever for that big screen back there, but that's pretty cool. This little divider does come out, so you can make a bigger compartment right there. Come back, you got two cup holders right here. You do have a wireless phone charger right there, and it's rubber, so your phone doesn't slide around all over the place. Then we have this little tray right here. This is another cubby hole, which has the headphones and the remote for the overhead entertainment system. And then you have two more cup holders back here for the second row. This one was equipped with the power moonroof, which actually starts on the EXL trim and above. You've got a sunglass holder up here, which I think is pretty cool that they put a mirror on the sunglass holders. You put your sunglasses on, then check to make sure you look okay before you head out. And look, now it'll just sit right there. That's pretty cool. It'll just go up, drops all the way down, you get out, and then you slide it up halfway, and that way you can check it out and you can see people behind you in the mirror. That's pretty cool. That's a smart little trick right there, Honda. So this being my first Honda Odyssey, I really am impressed with the interior. It looks really nice, especially on this Elite trim, but being the Elite trim, I think it needs to have a bigger infotainment screen. It should be at least 12 inches on this upper trim, and I don't really care for the gear shifting. Just make them all push buttons instead of multiple different directions. So other than that, I think it looks great in here. It's comfortable. The seats are great. All right, now let's go check out the back and check out those magic seats that Honda has back here and see how I fit. And then I'm going to hop in that third row and see how that works out. All right, let's take a look at the back here. This nice sliding door works really well. Decent amount of space to get in and out. The driver's seat is in my driving position. There is a handle here. I'm not real sure what for. You have to be pretty short if you need to use this handle. But you can see plenty of room with my knees. There's probably about 4 inches there. Above my head, I have about another 3 inches or so. Really good positioning. Now, the one thing about these seats, they call them the magic seats. The reason they do that is because, one, they will go forward and backward, okay? They also will go side to side. So you can slide it all the way over here to get into that third row. Makes it so much easier. And these seats come out so you can have a massive space in here. But yeah, magic seats, pretty close, I would say. All right, let's take a look at some of the amenities that are back here for the passengers. Then we're gonna hop in that third row. Okay, here in the back, we do have a handle, so we can lay these seats back if we want to. Makes it pretty comfortable in here. But over here, you can see you have a vent here on the door pillar along with your open close button. And you have a map pocket right here. You've got your 2 cup holders there. You've got 2 USB plugs down here at the bottom of this thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's what the door looks like on the inside. You've got your handle right there to open, and you do have cup holders in the doors and speakers. You do also have the second row sunshade. So you got second row and third row sunshades. Up here is where that screen is. You're just going to take that and you're just going to drop that down. You can watch your video right there. There is your camera for your cabin watch system. And there is your climate control right there. All right, that's it up here. So let's go hop in that third row and see how easy it is to get in here with these magic seats. So there's a couple ways to get into that third row. So you can either walk through and you can go through the center, or you can push this handle here. That's gonna slide the seat up and you got a little narrow space to get through. It's possible to get back in there, but what makes it even easier to get in there is how about we slide the magic seat over. Now look how much space there is. You can just walk right up inside of here without any problem. That's awesome. All right, so I am now back in the third row. And you can see there's a decent amount of room, and you can look how big that gap is to actually get in here. Plenty of room, easy to get in. Now, we're gonna put this magic seat back over. We're gonna pull this all back into position. You can see that there's plenty of space for my knees. No problem there. You do also have a map pocket back here. That's pretty cool. Okay, up above my head, 2 fingers. There you go, 2 fingers up above my head. Plenty of space there also. Really good amount of room back here. That'd be no problem for adults to sit back here for several hours, especially when you got that video screen up there that you can watch. Right here, you do have a plug-in for the headphones for the video system, along with a volume control. USB-C here to plug your phone in, 2 cup holders, and a small little tray right here. And you have a vent right here to blow directly on you, which is really nice. And again, third row sunshade back here. First vehicle I've seen that's had that. You do have nice comfortable seats back here. The headrests go up. Now just keep in mind you're going to want to keep those tucked down when you are driving. One other thing is right here over my shoulder, you can see there's this little tag right here. If we pull that, that will lay the seat back. So now I can get nice and comfy back here and take a nap if I want to. Pretty nice. Way to go, Honda. I think it's about time for us to check out pricing. What do you think? Pricing for the Honda Odyssey now consists of only 4 trim lines. Since they dropped that EX trim, you now are going to start with the EXL, and that's going to be $42,220. With that, you're going to get a power liftgate, leather seats, and the moonroof. Going up to the Sport L trim, you're going to get 19-inch black wheels, sport interior and exterior styling, and that's going to come in at $43,370. Your touring, you're going to add on the 12.8-inch rear video screen, and you're going to get cabin watch and talk. That's going to start at $46,910. Now, if you go up to this Elite, that is going to gain you hands-free liftgate, an 11-speaker audio system, and heated and ventilated seats, and going to start out at $51,180. This one, as tested with the options and the destination fee, comes in at $52,630. All right, we're going to get out here and see if we can do a 0 to 60 real quick. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, tires were spinning. There's 60. I believe it's supposed to be 6.4 seconds. Seemed like it might have been a little bit longer than that, but that could have just been my launch. Anyway, the engine did get a little noisy, but other than that, when you're just driving normally, you don't ever hardly even hear it. It does a great job keeping you up to speed. You don't have a problem passing. I mean, it does have 280 horsepower, but I'm surprised it does have a V6, because most of the other minivans, like the Chrysler Pacifica and the Toyota Sienna, are, hybrids, so they get better gas mileage. So I'm really surprised to see that in this. Ride comfort has been really good. It's not overly soft, not overly heavy or anything like that. It feels good. And you don't want to go into a corner too tight or too fast. Then you kind of feel quite a bit of body roll, because this is a van, a minivan, or you can call it just a regular van. Sometimes I feel like I'm driving a school bus. The steering is really light, though. I like to have a little bit sportier steering, so it's not going to be a sport van, kind of like the if you want something a little more sporty, you're going to want to probably go with the Chrysler Pacifica. But other than that, I like the way that this is all set up. I think the screen needs to be a little bit bigger, but I like the climate controls across here. I like the cabin watch and the cabin talk, so you can talk to the people in the third row and you can see them and not have to be yelling through the cabin at everybody. So that's kind of nice. That's about it. I really enjoyed driving this. I think it is great for families, and especially if you are people who like to go camping and take road trips and stuff, there is plenty of space inside this thing for you, your family, and all of your gear. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button if you did. Then click on this video right here. It's going to give you some more information on the 2025 Honda Odyssey, and you have a blessed day.